So the hot topic in the Call of Duty space right now, everywhere I look, skill-based damage. Actually, it's not even just skill-based damage. It's skill-based aim assist, skill-based lag, skill-based, it's wild out here, man. Skill-based everything. Like I've mentioned to a bunch of subscribers already that have been asking me about this, I'm not really on the skill-based damage train. Not yet anyways. Like, I know we have a whole lot of skill-based virgins in this community. Skill-based Play-Doh eaters, skill-based nerds. They're everywhere in this community. I'm not really on the skill-based damage train just yet because I've been making videos on this shit for a long ass time. I think what we're seeing is incompetence, technology that's just too advanced for these developers because they don't actually hire people who's the right person for the job. They hire for other reasons. We all know why. We're not going to get into it in this video. And we got a corny ass publisher making billions of dollars every year off these recycled games and these bitch ass bundles. Too cheap to put the money where it actually matters, though. Too cheap to put the money where they should for the sake of their customers. Just trying to take care of their customers a little bit. I mean, look at their goddamn anti-cheat. This anti-cheat sucks, bro. Ricochet is ass. All kinds of ass. Look at these servers. These inconsistencies, how broken these games are, is stuff I've been breaking down for a long time on this channel. Just how, like, nothing makes sense at times. This is what the matchmaking will do as well. We got these games now, and they're so much more advanced. There's so much more in them, even though there's less actual content. But, like, even look at the settings of these games. Like, back in the day, dude, all we did was, if you use a different button scheme, you would worry about that, and then you would maybe adjust your sensitivity or something. Like, back in the old days, right? Nowadays, we got all these sensitivity multipliers. We got the FOV. We got this. We got the texture streaming. Dude, we got so much shit, and we don't even have the right people in place. We don't have qualified people working on these games with all this extra shit. And they're still pumping these games out for old gen console. Even XDefiant, who I think that game would actually thrive being on old gen. They're not even on old gen. Call of Duty still is, though. They got way more money than XDefiant. They've been around way longer than XDefiant, and they still drop their games on old gen when they know they shouldn't be doing it. We're talking about one of, if not the greediest publisher in gaming. We've all seen the patents. They're not going to go spend that money to file those patents and never use them, bro. Like, we're talking about a company that will sell you a red dot for $1. We're talking about a company that will sell you a glove for $80, $100 camo and shit. Look at the bundles in their store in a full price game. Like, this is a company we're talking about here, man. Like, they ain't gonna waste that time and spend that money to file those patents and never use the shit. We see with their Ricochet bullshit, it can actively nerf cheaters in game. The technology is there, but really the technology has always been here. If you guys remember back in COD 4, you could just slap on stopping power and you got extra bullet damage. You could put on Juggernaut and you got extra health. Would it surprise me if skill-based damage is in this game? Not at all. Look at the company we're dealing with. Look at their track record. Look at their history. We're dealing with a greasy ass company here. Look at the game. Just the game. Look at how they repay their loyal customers that have been with them for over a decade, almost 2 decades. Look at the respect they have for all us OGs that have been here. They don't give a shit about you. They know they got your money. They just want that new money. They're destroying their own game for the sake of chasing Fortnite money. And now that is actually backfiring in their face. We're dealing with a bullshit ass company. It would not surprise me at all if skill-based damage was in this game because they think it's somehow the data's going to tell them it's going to make them more money. People are going to buy more bundles if there's skill-based damage in the game. And there's a lot of brain-dead skill-based virgins, skill-based nerd Play-Doh eaters that don't care. They don't care if they're actually being nerfed in-game. They don't give a shit. They just want to play the Call of Duty. They know they got a certain part, and it's actually a big percentage of this community just by the balls, man. They could do whatever the fuck they want with them. Serve them a plate of shit. And these nerds will devour that plate and ask for more. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if skill-based damage is in this game, and actually it would explain a lot of shit we're seeing out in these lobbies. But I think a more logical explanation is just incompetence, man. A cheap-ass publisher. We're on servers here from the goddamn Stone Age, and their matchmaking is so complex. There's so many moving parts. There's so much junk in these algorithms, in this matchmaking. There's just so much shit going on. Here's why you're always seeing packet bursts all over the place, lag, your connections are garbage, your wait times trying to search for a lobby. Like, there's so much shit going on in this game with incompetent people behind the wheel and a cheap-ass publisher. And they're going to get away with it because they got these simps, these skill-based virgins. They're going to break their banks, break their parents' banks to spend more money with the multi-billion-dollar company, because the multi-billion-dollar company needs that money. Actually, they get out here online and try to shame you for not buying bundles. Going back to what we were talking about a little while ago in this commentary, they got a whole community of these nerds. These nerds will literally shame you for not buying bundles, calling you broke boy, calling you poor, calling you this, calling you that. Like, they try to embarrass you into, shame you into buying bundles, because the multi-billion-dollar company needs the money, even though you put up the money, full price money for the game. Check this post out. I'm going to keep the person's name out because I don't want to send them any hate, even though they deserve to be called out for this nonsense. I've seen this dude on my timeline a bunch of times before, but this was something I seen on Twitter yesterday, and it's from one of those knob gobblers, those skill-based Activision knob gobblers. Just want to say this right here is a bundle. 2,400 COD points for a Mastercraft, Ultra Skin, 2 weapons with tracers and death effects, a finishing move in all caps, like, oh my god, it's so exciting, we got a finishing move, and some other random stuff. He goes on to finish it up with, now see, that's a bargain. That's the kind of reasonable pricing we want to see in the future. I replied back to this guy, I think I quote tweeted it, and I said, dude, there is not a single bundle in Call of Duty history that's a fucking bargain. 2,400, we're talking about some digital items here, in a game you just paid full price for. This dude is out here talking about how this shit is a fucking bargain. $20+ for a skin, a couple of weapon tracer packs, death effects, you get an ultra skin. Like, dude, it's a fucking first-person shooter. Who gives a hot shit about a skin for your operator? The only time you're ever going to see it is if you go into third person over there in zombies. Get the fuck out of my face with that shit, cuh. This dude right here. And look at the post. 6,000 likes. This dude doesn't even have a big following. I think he's got 10,000 followers on Twitter or something like that. 6K likes. Talk about this shit. Look at this shit. This is a bargain in a full price game. These people are the problem with this game. Activision knows they're going to keep getting away with it. I keep seeing all y'all in my comment sections just reaching out to me in DMs and stuff saying, dude, just stop playing the game. Let's all just boycott it. Let's quit the game right now. Number one, it's never going to work because there's too many casuals not out here on the socials. There's just way too many of them, bruh. And they just buy Call of Duty every year. That's what they play on the weekends in their free time. They work a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. This is how they spend their free time when they're gaming. There's a huge community of people that don't fuck with any of us out here on the socials. They don't know none of this shit. And if there's a bundle in the store and they think it's cool, they buy it and they got the money to buy it. But there's also a huge community online fighting back against us that will simp for Call of Duty no matter what Call of Duty does. Those people with those casuals is more than enough to keep Activision afloat, to keep them rich. We could all boycott the fucking game tomorrow, stop playing, never spend $1 again on Call of Duty. And it's still going to be one of the most profitable franchises in gaming because of these skill-based bundle buying giga dorks. Like I said, they get out here and hate on you if you're not buying bundles. They try to shame you into buying them like they're getting a piece of each sale. I swear to God, dude, I'm not making that shit up at all. They've tried to do it with me multiple times. I see them doing it to the homie subscribers all the time. Like, I'll get a bunch of notifications on my phone And there'll be some dude just going off on one of the homie subscribers, making fun of him, trying to clown him because he doesn't buy bundles in Call of Duty. Like trying to embarrass him into buying it. People like this motherfucker right here with 6K likes talking about how this shit is a bargain. It's embarrassing. And Activision's going to keep getting away with it. What is the answer? I don't have an answer, man. I don't know what the answer is. A boycott is not going to work for the reasons I just explained. We get out here and complain, but does that really do anything? Fuck no, it doesn't do anything. Do I pretend like I have any influence out here? No. Even if I had 500,000 subscribers, I still wouldn't have any influence, man. That's just the reality of the situation. Unless you're stroking their ego and their shaft, they don't want to hear it. So I have no idea how to fix this problem, how to make them change their ways. This is why you guys seen me soldier for XDefiant like I did. Even though I don't completely love that game, I got a lot of beefs with that game. That game has problems, all right? But their heart is in the right place. They're trying to do the right thing. The transparency with the developers and the fact that they're not trying to be shady with their matchmaking. True matchmaking. It's hard for people to see that because, you know, when they're jumping on the game, it's just a small pool of gigasweats. So it feels like SBMM to them. The game never actually took off. It never blew up yet. So we never got to see what actual traditional OG lobbies felt like in that game because it's been broken since they dropped it. I want to see XDefiant kill it out here so that it puts a little pressure on Call of Duty. But I don't have the answers, man. And I'm not going to pretend like I do. I'm not going to pretend like I'm the smartest dude in the room because I'm not. I just come out here and do my thing. Complain about the shit that needs to be complained about. Bitch about the broken shit that needs to be bitched about. And hopefully they might hear us a little bit and maybe do something. Look at Recon. We've already seen multiple nerfs to Recon. I'm one of the very many channels bitching about that perk. We got a little bit of change there, right? Like that's what I have right now for an answer. That's all I got for this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you on the next one.